Dad, I think it's time you stop pushing yourself. Those words didn't come from a stranger. They came from my daughter. She wasn't being cruel. She wasn't trying to take my freedom. She was scared. Scared in that quiet way children get when they start imagining a future without you. She spoke gently, carefully choosing her words like someone trying not to break fragile glass. But to me, those words sounded like a quiet ending. My name is Michael Alvarez. I'm 69 years old, and this is the story of how I learned that aging doesn't steal your life, it only waits for you to give it away. For more than 40 years, I worked without needing applause. No promotions worth bragging about, no office with a view, no title that impressed people at dinner parties. I was a city maintenance supervisor, the kind of job people only notice when something breaks. Before sunrise, while most of the city was still asleep, I was already outside. My mornings began with keys jingling, boots hitting concrete, and a clipboard filled with problems no one else wanted to think about. Streetlights, sidewalk cracks, flooded drains, broken signals. I knew this city like a living body. I knew which streets would flood after heavy rain, which lights flickered before dying completely, which neighborhoods called the most, and which never called at all. In winter, my hands cracked from the cold. In summer, my shirt stayed soaked with sweat. I missed birthdays. I missed dinners. I missed vacations. But the city woke up safely. People walked past me every day without noticing, and that was fine, because at the end of the day, things worked because I was there. Then came retirement. It didn't arrive like a celebration. It arrived like a closing door. They gave me a small cake from a grocery store bakery, vanilla frosting, my name written in blue icing, slightly misspelled, a plaque that would probably end up in a drawer. "Enjoy your freedom," they said. Freedom. At first, it felt like vacation. I slept without alarms, drank my coffee slowly, watched the morning news until it repeated itself. I told myself I deserved this, but weeks passed, then months, and something strange happened. Days stopped having shape. Monday felt like Thursday. Morning felt like evening. Meals blended together. Time stopped asking anything from me. And when time stops asking, you start wondering if you still matter. The silence crept in quietly, not the peaceful kind, the dangerous kind, the kind that fills rooms, the kind that sits beside you at the table, the kind that waits for you at night. That silence asked questions. Did I already give my best years? Is this all that's left? Am I done? My wife passed away 3 years before I retired. Cancer doesn't announce itself politely. It takes. Back then, work saved me. It forced me to wake up, to move, to matter. Even on days grief pressed on my chest, responsibility pulled me forward. At night, I came home tired enough to sleep. Now, without her, and without work, the house felt too big. Her chair stayed empty, her mug untouched, her shoes still by the door. I caught myself talking out loud just to hear a voice. My daughter started visiting more often, at first casually, then carefully. She checked the fridge, the pantry, the medicine cabinet. "Dad, these expired. Dad, you forgot lunch again." I laughed, made jokes, pretended everything was fine, but she saw what I didn't yet. I was shrinking. One afternoon, I was changing a ceiling bulb, something I'd done 100 times. Halfway through, my hands began to shake, not violently, just enough. The bulb slipped. It shattered on the floor. I stood there barefoot, heart racing, staring at broken glass, and for the first time, I didn't think about cleaning it up. I thought, this is how it starts. A fall, a hospital bed, forms, decisions made for you. That night, my daughter said what she'd been holding back. "Maybe it's time you slow down. Maybe assisted living." She meant safety. I heard erasure. Still, I agreed to look. The place was clean, too clean. Bright lights, soft voices, polite smiles, schedules on every wall, breakfast at the same time, lunch at the same time, dinner before hunger. I asked what happens if I'm not tired at night. The nurse smiled. We'll help you rest. I wasn't sick. I wasn't confused. I wasn't dying. I was just old. The worst part wasn't the rules. It was the waiting. Everyone there was waiting. For meals, for visits, for medicine, for the end. After 2 weeks, I told my daughter I was leaving. She cried. She said she was scared. So was I. But fear at home felt better than comfort in a cage. Back home, reality hit hard. Stairs hurt my knees. Grocery bags felt heavier. Fatigue arrived early. I hired help, just a few hours a day. At first, it felt like relief. Then the bills came, more than my pension could survive. And something worse, I had to explain my life again and again, where things go, how I like my coffee, what hurts, what doesn't. One caregiver quit. Another didn't show up. A third spoke to me like a child. I had people around me, but no one with me. One evening, scrolling aimlessly, I read a comment online. You don't lose independence when you age. You lose it when you stop contributing. That sentence stayed. A few days later, walking through the neighborhood, I saw a young woman arguing on the phone. Her shoulders tight, her voice tired. Her son stood beside her, backpack too big for his body. Without thinking, I asked if she needed help with school pickup. She hesitated, then nodded. That day, I walked her son home. Then again. Then again. Soon, it spread. Mailboxes, trash bins, small repairs. No money, no contracts, just neighbors helping neighbors. One evening, a knock, a plate of food. I made too much. We ate, talked, laughed. For the first time in years, my house felt alive. I wasn't being taken care of. I was being needed. That's when I understood. I didn't need protection. I needed purpose. Aging took my speed, not my value. I started waking up early again, not because I had to, because someone expected me. Kids waved, neighbors checked in. People noticed when I wasn't around. My daughter noticed too. You seem different. I smiled. I remembered who I am. Here's the truth nobody likes to say. Growing old isn't the fear. Becoming irrelevant is. We spend our lives collecting wisdom, then we're told to sit quietly. Communities suffer because that wisdom is locked away. Loneliness isn't an age problem, it's a connection problem. Today, I still live alone, but I'm not lonely. I don't earn much, but I'm rich in routine. I don't know what the future holds. Maybe I'll need help someday, but I won't face it as someone who faded away. I'll face it as someone who lived. If you're watching this and wondering what happens when you can't do what you used to, ask a better question. What can I still give? Because as long as you can give something, your story isn't over. I'm 69 years old, and I'm not done yet.